There comes a moment in every life when you face an undeniable decision. The choice is yours. Remain in the shadow of who you could be, or destroy the weak version of yourself that keeps you chained to the past. Look at yourself right now. Are you still trapped in excuses? Postponing your greatness? Are you still clinging to the comfort of inaction, waiting for a better time? How much longer will you allow the voice of self-doubt to control you? The reality is, there is no more time for regrets, no more time for waiting for the perfect moment. The time to act is now. The power to change, to break free, is in your hands. You have felt the pressure, the weight of procrastination, and the paralyzing fear that whispers, "Not yet, maybe tomorrow." But how much longer will you let it define you? Every day you wait is another day you remain less than what you could be. And deep down, you know that this cycle is unsustainable. The moment has arrived to face your weakness head-on, to confront the excuses that hold you back, and to destroy the version of yourself that has been living in fear. This is where Stoicism comes into play. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers you the tools to break free from your mental chains. It teaches you that the key to true power lies not in external circumstances but in how you respond to those circumstances. Life will never be perfect. People will always disappoint, but your power comes from mastering yourself, from choosing to rise above the chaos of the world. In this moment, right now, you have the opportunity to change your life. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. Discipline, however, is constant. Discipline is the decision to act, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what will push you through the days when the excuses are loud and the fear is strong. And here's the truth. The only thing standing between you and the person you want to be is you. It's not your job, your circumstances, or the people around you. It's your own fear, your own hesitation, and your own doubt. You are the one holding yourself back. But here's the power you must realize. You don't have to stay like this. You have the ability to change. Stoicism teaches us to embrace discomfort, to embrace the challenge, to rise above it and transform ourselves through deliberate action. So, what does this mean for you? Right now, it means that today is the day you start taking full control of your destiny. Today is the day you stop hiding behind excuses, stop deflecting responsibility, and start forging the strongest version of yourself. Today is the day you step into your true power. No more waiting, no more delaying. The time to become the person you are meant to be is right now. This is your moment. Will you seize it, or will you let it slip away like all the other moments before it? The choice is yours. The path forward is clear. It's time to confront your weak self, to destroy the barriers that have held you back, and to become the version of yourself that you were always destined to be. This journey, your journey, begins today. Adrian's wake-up call wasn't a gentle nudge. It was a slap in the face. The realization hit him with the force of a freight train. For years, he'd told himself that he could handle everything, that a drink here and there wasn't a big deal. But it wasn't the alcohol that was the problem. It was the choices he was making and the lies he'd been telling himself. Just one more drink, one more night out won't hurt. Over time, those harmless choices added up, stacking one excuse on top of the other until the weight became unbearable. He had let his weak version take the reins, convincing him that it was okay to indulge, to delay, to put off the things that mattered. But that morning, as the throbbing headache pulsed in his skull and the fog of regret clouded his mind, Adrian saw the truth. He wasn't the man he wanted to be. He wasn't the disciplined, focused, in control version of himself that he'd always admired. He was a prisoner to his own weakness, shackled by excuses that kept him from the life he truly desired. It wasn't his friends, his job, or his situation that had put him here. It was his own choices. His weak version had been controlling him for years, making him feel like he deserved comfort, like he deserved to take the easy way out. But when he saw that quote from Seneca, it struck him like a lightning bolt. You are a slave to whatever you cannot quit. In that moment, Adrian realized that his problem wasn't his habits, his temptations, or his environment. It was himself, his inability to quit the things that were holding him back, to break free from the cycle of procrastination, and to stop making excuses. We all have moments like Adrian's. We all have a weak version of ourselves that tries to hold us back, to keep us in our comfort zones, and to stop us from becoming who we truly could be. It's easy to get caught up in the excuses, to tell ourselves that we're too busy, too tired, too stressed. But at some point, you have to face the truth. Those excuses are just a way to avoid the hard work, the sacrifice, and the discipline that are required to become the best version of yourself. So, ask yourself, who is winning the battle inside of you? Is it the version of you that wants to achieve something great, to be disciplined, to make a difference? Or is it the weak version, the one that constantly finds excuses, procrastinates, and runs from discomfort? The truth is, only one of them can control your life. And the good news is, you have the power to choose which one it is. Adrian's wake-up call was harsh, but it was the moment that changed everything for him. He could no longer deny the truth. It was time to confront the enemy within, to take control of his life, and to stop letting excuses dictate his future. That's the choice we all have. It's time to stop hiding behind the weak version of ourselves and start building the life we truly want, one decision at a time. Imagine for a moment that your life is a battleground, a constant war waged within the confines of your own mind. On one side stands the strongest version of you, the one who is disciplined, relentless, and completely focused on achieving greatness. This version knows what it takes. It pushes through adversity, overcomes obstacles, and embraces the discomfort of growth. But standing opposite, ready to challenge every step forward, is your weak version, the one filled with excuses, procrastination, and crippling fear, the one that tells you to take it easy, to wait until tomorrow, to avoid the work today that will bring you closer to your future. Every time you make the decision to put things off, to delay the hard work, to tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." You surrender a little bit more of the battlefield to your weak self. It's easy, it feels comfortable, but it's also the quickest way to stay stuck. Every time you choose comfort, every time you listen to the whispers of, "It's okay," you're letting the weak version win. The sad truth is, this battle isn't fair. Your weak version plays dirty. It doesn't follow any rules. It knows how to appeal to your emotions, how to soothe your discomfort with promises of relief and temporary pleasure. It tells you that quitting is okay, that it's normal to stop when things get tough. But that's a lie, a dangerous one. Your weak version is a trap, carefully designed to keep you exactly where you are, to prevent you from stepping into your true potential. The longer you let this weak version win, the more you find yourself sinking into a cycle of inaction, self-doubt, and stagnation. You start to believe that change is too hard, that growth is for someone else, that success is out of reach. But here's the most important thing you need to understand. Every time you let your weak version win, you reinforce the belief that you're not capable of doing hard things. You trap yourself in a prison built on excuses. Now, take a moment and be brutally honest with yourself. What habits feed your weak version? Is it procrastination? Do you wait for the perfect moment to take action? Is it laziness, where you justify not doing what you know needs to be done? Or maybe it's the negative self-talk that constantly reminds you that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed. Write these habits down, look at them, face them head on. These are the chains that bind you, the habits that keep you from reaching your full potential. They are the very things that prevent you from becoming the person you're meant to be. But here's the good news. Identifying these habits is the first step in breaking free. You have the power to challenge these habits, to confront them head on, and to break the chains that hold you back. You can choose to fight back. You can choose to make today the day you stop listening to your weak version and start listening to the strong version of yourself. You can choose discipline. You can choose action. You can choose growth. But it all starts with the decision to face your battle, to stop giving in to excuses, and to start taking responsibility for the life you want to create. This is your fight. Will you let your weak version continue to control you? Or will you rise up, take control, and become the person you were always meant to be? The decision is in your hands. You have the power to break free. Comfort is your worst enemy, and most of us are trapped in its comforting embrace without even realizing it. We live in a world where everything is designed to make life easier. We have food delivered to our doors. We can get a ride with a tap of our finger. And we can binge watch hours of entertainment without ever having to leave the couch. It's easy to slip into this world of convenience, where we avoid discomfort at all costs. But here's the truth. Avoiding discomfort is the surest way to stunt your growth. Imagine a bear that has been fed every day, never needing to hunt or work for its food. This bear becomes accustomed to the ease of life. It doesn't need to exert any effort. But one day, a storm strikes, destroying the village that had been providing the food. The bear is now faced with an unfamiliar reality. It doesn't know how to hunt. Its body is weak, and its instincts have faded. The bear, once a powerful creature, is now vulnerable because it had become too comfortable. This is what happens when we allow comfort to rule our lives. We stop challenging ourselves, stop growing, and stop honing the very skills that make us resilient. We avoid the discomfort that is essential for progress. It feels easier in the moment, but in the long run, we are left unprepared for the challenges life will inevitably throw our way. This is where many people fall short. They live in the comfort of the known, the easy, the safe, but that safety comes with a price. The discomfort we avoid today is the very discomfort that could transform us tomorrow. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They didn't shy away from discomfort, they embraced it. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca all recognized that hardship and struggle were not just inevitable, they are necessary. In fact, they believed that growth could not occur without them. To live a life of meaning and fulfillment, one must be willing to face discomfort head-on. The Stoics didn't see discomfort as something to avoid. They saw it as a tool, a test, and a necessary part of their journey. If you want to become stronger, you must step outside of your comfort zone. It's easy to stay in bed when the alarm goes off, but waking up early gives you the time to work on yourself. It's easy to skip the gym when you're tired, but pushing through that fatigue builds your physical and mental toughness. It's easy to procrastinate on tasks that seem difficult, but tackling them head-on sharpens your discipline and focus. Comfort is an illusion. It might feel good for a moment, but it's a trap that keeps you from reaching your true potential. The more you seek comfort, the weaker you become, but the more you embrace discomfort, the stronger, more resilient, and more capable you'll become. So, stop seeking the easy path. Seek the path that challenges you. Seek the path that makes you uncomfortable, because that is the path to transformation. Embrace discomfort. It's the only way to build the strength and resilience you need to succeed. The journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Only through discomfort can you truly become who you are meant to be. Procrastination is a silent killer. It creeps into your life, making you believe that there's always time to do things later. You tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'll do it after this break," and in the moment, it feels harmless, right? But what you don't realize is that each time you procrastinate, you're feeding your weak version. You're letting fear, anxiety, and the discomfort of doing something difficult control you. And the longer you let it go on, the harder it becomes to break free from the cycle. Think about it for a second. Every task you delay, every project you put off, every goal you fail to act on, only builds more anxiety. You tell yourself it's just a small delay, but what you're really doing is stacking up stress for the future. The longer you wait, the more overwhelmed you feel, and the more difficult it becomes to get started. The anxiety doesn't go away, it gets worse, until it paralyzes you, making action seem impossible, but it doesn't have to be that way. Here's the truth. Overcoming procrastination is not about willpower or motivation. It's about action. The longer you think about a task, the more you give room to fear and doubt. You start questioning yourself, your abilities, and whether you're good enough. The best way to overcome procrastination is to stop thinking and start doing. It's that simple. The longer you hesitate, the more the weak version of yourself takes control. You need to cut through the overthinking, the endless mental debate, and just take the first step. A technique that has changed everything for me is the 3-second rule. It's powerful because it doesn't allow your mind to talk you out of it. When you catch yourself hesitating, when that voice inside you starts to make excuses, count to 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Just act. Don't give yourself time to think any longer. The act of starting is often the hardest part, but once you've taken that first step, momentum begins to build, the fear starts to fade, the anxiety gets smaller, and the task that seemed so daunting now becomes just another challenge to tackle. This is the secret. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or luck, it's action. Successful people don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect motivation. They simply act, even when they don't feel ready. They do what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable. The longer you delay, the more power you give to your weak version, the one that wants to avoid discomfort, the one that chooses procrastination over progress. Breaking the cycle of procrastination is not easy, but it's possible. It starts with the decision to act now. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Just take the first step, no matter how small. Every time you act, no matter how small the task, you build your strength and discipline. The more you do, the easier it gets to take action. And the more you take action, the more you defeat the fear and procrastination that hold you back. The only way to break free from the chains of procrastination is to act. Even when you don't feel ready, life will throw challenges at you, some expected, others out of nowhere. Whether it's a traffic jam that makes you late, unexpected bad weather that ruins your plans, or a situation that shakes your sense of stability, you can't control any of it. These events are beyond your reach, and if you're honest with yourself, that's something most of us struggle to accept. We want to control the world around us. We want everything to go according to plan, to work out in our favor. But the reality is, we can't. The more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more frustrated, anxious, and helpless you'll feel. But here's the truth. The key to peace, to strength, to real power, lies not in controlling the world but in mastering what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your mindset. Take a look at the people of Dominica after Hurricane Maria. The storm devastated everything they had. Homes were destroyed, lives were disrupted, and they faced unimaginable challenges. But here's what's inspiring. Instead of succumbing to despair, instead of letting the storm define them, they took control of their response. They focused on what they could do. They rebuilt their homes, their lives, and their communities. They couldn't control the hurricane that rips through their island, but they controlled how they faced it, how they responded to the destruction. And in doing so, They found strength and peace not in the absence of chaos but in the way they chose to act in the face of it. This is a perfect example of Stoic wisdom in action. The Stoics understood that you can't control external events, but you can control your internal response to them. You can control how you react, and that is where your true power lies. It's easy to feel helpless when things don't go as planned, but when you focus on what you can control, the way you think, the way you act, the mindset you adopt, you take back your power. No storm, no setback, no challenge can strip you of that unless you let it. Think about it. When you focus on the things outside your control, you waste your energy, you waste your time on things that don't matter and can't be changed. Instead, if you shift your focus to how you respond, you empower yourself, you choose not to be a victim of circumstances. Instead of feeling helpless in the face of adversity, you choose to act with purpose, to control your response, and to rise above the chaos. The storm will pass, the traffic jam will end, the bad weather will clear, but your ability to control your thoughts, your actions, your mindset, that's something that will stay with you. Your ability to respond in a way that aligns with your values, your goals, and your strength will define your future. The world may be unpredictable, but your response to it doesn't have to be. That's where your real power lies, in mastering what you can control. Focus on that, and you'll find the peace and strength that most people only dream of. To truly change, to become the person you are meant to be, you must first break free from your old self. This is the hardest part of growth, yet it is the most necessary. We all carry around the weight of our past habits, the excuses we've made, and the fears that have held us back for so long. These things served us once, but they no longer have any place in the future you're trying to create. They're like chains, holding you to a version of yourself that is no longer relevant. If you want to succeed, if you want to step into your fullest potential, you must let go of that old version of yourself. Take a moment and reflect on your life. What habits are you still clinging to, even though you know they no longer serve you? What fears have you allowed to dictate your choices, keeping you stuck in a place of inaction? What excuses have you made over the years to justify why you haven't taken the steps necessary to change? These are the things that are holding you back, the things that are keeping you tethered to your old self. Now, take action. Write down these habits, these fears, and these excuses. Bring them into the light and face them head on. Once they're out in the open, you can finally deal with them. Visualize each one as a weight, holding you down, preventing you from moving forward. And then, destroy them. Rip up the list. Burn it. Throw it away. Do whatever it takes to release these old patterns. Your past self is dead, and it's time to step into the person you're meant to be. The only way to move forward is to shed the skin of your old self and embrace the future with open arms. This moment is crucial. It's the moment where everything changes. Once you break free from your old self, the shackles are gone. You're no longer a prisoner of your own habits, your own fears. You're free to act, free to become the person you've always wanted to be. You no longer have to wait for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, or the perfect moment. You create it. You take action. Every single day becomes an opportunity to step into the person you want to become. This is where transformation begins. It's not about waiting for life to change or for the world to align with your plans. It's about deciding, right now, to let go of everything that's been holding you back and taking that first step toward becoming who you were always meant to be. And once you make that decision, once you break free from the chains of your old self, you'll realize that the power to create the life you want has always been in your hands. Imagine waking up tomorrow as the best version of yourself. No more hesitation, no more procrastination. Picture it clearly. You open your eyes and there's no doubt. No lingering hesitation. You don't lay in bed, scrolling through your phone, wasting precious time. Instead, you jump out of bed with purpose. You know exactly what needs to be done, and you do it without question. You're confident, disciplined, and focused, moving through your day with clarity and strength. Everything you do, every decision you make, reflects who you want to become. This is not a hypothetical. This is a choice. You have the power to make today the day that changes everything. You are no longer the person who waits for motivation to kick in. You are the person who takes control, who shows up and takes action. No matter how you feel, you don't need the perfect moment, the right set of circumstances, or a boost of motivation. You just need to act. The best version of yourself doesn't wait for things to align perfectly before taking action. You know that action, no matter how small, is the key to momentum. You know that every step you take, every choice you make, brings you closer to who you truly are meant to be. Now, think about it. What would you do differently if you were living as your best self? Would you exercise even when you're tired? Would you say yes to that opportunity you've been hesitating to take? Would you tackle that task you've been putting off because it feels overwhelming? Imagine making decisions with the same confidence and certainty that your best self would have. Imagine knowing that everything you're doing is bringing you closer to your ultimate goals. The key is not waiting for the perfect circumstances to fall into place. It's about creating those circumstances through your actions. Living one day as your best self isn't about being perfect. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about being present, focused, and relentless in the pursuit of your goals. It's about showing up every single day and choosing to be the person you know you can be. The best version of yourself is already within you, and it's waiting for you to step into it. Today, take control. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for motivation. Just act. Every decision you make today can be a reflection of the person you want to become. The more you act with purpose, the more you embody your best self, and that version of yourself is not a distant dream. It's a reality you can start living right now. So ask yourself, why wait? Why not live as your best self today? Every small action is a step forward. Every decision you make can be the one that transforms your life. It starts now. The war against your weak version doesn't end after one victory. It doesn't stop just because you've taken a few steps in the right direction or made a change that felt significant. No, this battle is ongoing. Every single day, you'll face the same struggle. Each morning, your weak version will rise up, trying to reclaim control over your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions. It will tempt you with excuses, whispering that today isn't the day to start, that you can put it off until tomorrow. It will feed you fear, telling you that you're not good enough or that you might fail. And, most of all, it will try to seduce you with comfort, the allure of staying exactly where you are, avoiding discomfort, and sticking with the familiar. But here's the truth. You can't afford to let your guard down. You can't allow the weak version of yourself to regain control. This isn't a battle you win just once and move on. This is a war, and it's relentless. Every day is a fresh chance to choose. Will you give in to the comfort of complacency? Or will you stand firm, push forward, and continue growing? The war never ends, but that's the point. The fight itself is what strengthens you. The process of facing your weaknesses, overcoming fear, and refusing to settle for mediocrity is what builds character and success. The truth is, change is not a temporary effort. It's not something you do for a few weeks and then walk away from. If you want lasting transformation, you need to make change a permanent part of your lifestyle. Don't rely on fleeting motivation, because motivation will come and go. Some days, you'll wake up feeling fired up and ready to conquer the world. Other days, you'll wake up feeling tired, doubtful, or uninspired. That's normal, but if you rely on motivation alone, you'll constantly be in a cycle of highs and lows. That's why you need to build a system that supports your best version every single day. Something that doesn't depend on your fluctuating feelings but on your commitment to progress. No matter what, this process isn't about perfection. It's not about getting everything right all the time or never making a mistake. That's unrealistic, and it's a trap. The key is consistency. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and pushing through even when you don't feel like it. It's about making small, daily choices that align with the person you want to become. Over time, these choices compound, and before you know it, you've transformed. But it takes commitment, it takes grit, it takes the refusal to give in to your weak version, day after day, and that, more than anything, is what will make you unstoppable. The war against your weak self may never end, but as long as you continue to show up, as long as you stay committed to being the best version of yourself, you will win. Every day, you will win. You are at a crossroads, and right now, you stand at the edge of something monumental. The choice to break free from your weak version has always been in your hands. All the excuses, all the reasons you've clung to for why you haven't reached your full potential, they're just that, excuses. The moment to stop living in the shadow of who you think you are and step into who you truly can be is right now. There's no more waiting, no more pretending that tomorrow will be the day. Today is the day. Today, you have the chance to embrace your true strength and unleash your full potential. Every single decision you make today is a step toward the person you will be tomorrow. It's easy to make excuses, to rationalize why you're not taking the steps you know you should. But let me tell you this, the time for excuses has passed. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. There will always be obstacles, always be fears, always be doubts, but there's also always a way forward, if you're willing to take that first step. Look, I know it's hard. I know there are days when you feel exhausted, overwhelmed, and unsure if you're good enough. I've been there too, but the truth is, those feelings of doubt are part of the process. Every successful person you admire has faced those same fears. What sets them apart is not that they were fearless, it's that they kept going despite the fear. They acted. They didn't wait for motivation to strike or for the perfect conditions to fall into place. They simply took action, and action is what changes everything. This is your moment to make the decision. You don't have to wait for tomorrow. You don't have to wait for someone else to push you or motivate you. You are the one who can change your life, and you are the one who must choose to act. Stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself that you'll start when the time is right. The time is now. Every small step you take today adds up to something bigger tomorrow. Every decision, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you want to become. You have so much untapped potential inside you. You have strength, resilience, and capability beyond what you've allowed yourself to believe. But none of that matters unless you choose to step into it. You can either continue living in the comfort of your weak version, or you can embrace the strength within you and start acting like the person you were always meant to be. The time to unlock your true potential is here. Don't wait any longer. Embrace the discomfort of change. Embrace the fear. Embrace the challenge, because on the other side of that, you will find the version of yourself that you've always known you could be. Take that step, make the decision, start today. The person you are meant to become is waiting for you to take action. And once you do, there's no turning back. The best version of you is ready to emerge.